So I just wanted to rant for a minute while I'm driving to Walmart. First, let me ask, has anyone else had a hard time finding a job after graduating from college? At least, like, if you only got your bachelor's degree. Because I just don't even know, like, where to begin. I feel like all of the jobs that you look at, whether you studied in that field or not, want you to have, like, you know, more than 2 years experience, like, already working in that field. So it's like, how are you supposed to graduate from college and get a job doing, like, what you want to do or what you studied for, but you don't have the experience yet? Like, I'm just confused because it seems like, it almost feels like there's no point in doing college nowadays. Like, I know that sounds dumb, but let me, like, explain for a second. So I saw something, I think on YouTube the other day, about how nowadays everyone is, like, college is so important that everyone is doing it, and so it's kind of, it's lowering, like, the standards, basically. And so, like, back in the day, you know, when my parents were graduating from high school and stuff, they didn't have to go to college to get a good job. Like, both my parents work, you know, really good jobs where they make good money, and neither of them have any college education at all. So, but nowadays, it's like, you have to go to college. Like, even if you're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, you just have to get a bachelor's degree because, like, that's what they want. Like, all employers everywhere want you to have an education. But yet, it's like, education isn't even that important when it comes to actually getting the job. Like, they want you to have experience. And so, like, I saw something the other day that was talking about how trade schools are becoming, like, more important because you're getting the actual experience that you need to do the job. So instead of, like, going to college and, like, getting your education and you have no experience in the field that you actually want to do, when you go to a trade school, not only are you getting the education, but you're getting the experience so that when you graduate, you basically can go right into the job that you want to do because you have all the experience, because that's what the trade school was. Like, you actually doing the job that you're going to be doing. So, for example, like, when I was in high school, I had thought about being a X-ray technician, and I think that that's only, it's like a program or something, you know, it's like a 2-year school, like, prep program or something. And but then, like, you can go and apply for X-ray technician jobs, like, as soon as you get out of the program and you're certified. And I decided not to do that. I almost wish that I would have done that, because it would have been a lot easier finding a job now, and I would have already been in a job for 2 years. But I decided to go get my bachelor's, and I got my bachelor's in communication studies, which, like, communication nowadays, super important, kind of, like, goes with any field that you want to do. So I was thinking I was doing a good thing, like, oh yeah, you know, communications, like, all employers want that. Well, comes time to applying for jobs once I graduated this past May, and even entry-level jobs like clerical positions, you know, office assistant, like, things like that, all say that they want 1 to 2 years experience working in an office or admin position, and then it just says preferred education, bachelor's degree. Like, it doesn't even matter what your bachelor's degree is in, they just want you to have the experience of the job. So it's like, I can't even, like, go into the fields that I actually want to do. Like, social media coordinating would be, like, a great job for me. It's, like, super creative, and I love doing things on the computer, but And I have my degree in communications, which goes with social media. Like, I took a lot of courses on social media marketing and all that. But when you go to apply for a job and you're just like, yeah, I took a class on social media marketing, they're like, well, do you have any experience with that? Can you show us what you've done in the past, you know, this and that? And I'm just like, no, like, I went to college to get my education, my degree, and yet no one wants to hire me because I have no experience doing anything. And it just sucks, because it's like, you spend the money to go to college, but it's like people don't even really care about what you actually studied. They just want the experience. They want to know that you can do the job. So yeah, that's where I am right now. And it kind of sucks. Like, I feel like you basically have to just start at the bottom and work your way up, which I know is like, that's how a lot of things work anyways. But with like a trade school, I feel like people, like IT schools and things like that, I feel like people are getting their certificate to do, you know, whatever they want to do, and then they're going right into these jobs making more money than an entry level, like low level position of any other like job would make. So it's like, I don't know, you spend more time going to college and you spend more money than you do going to trade school, but you can come out of a trade school with less time and make more money. But yet everyone in your high school and your family and friends, like, all want you to go to college and spend 4 years of your life studying something, and then when you get out of college, it's like you aren't even guaranteed a job, which I think is kind of ridiculous. I mean, granted, like, I know when you're in college you're supposed to do like internships and things like that, and that's how it's easier to get a job when you get out of college because you did an internship with a company and you can go into working for them. And I didn't do any internships, only because I was working pretty much full-time while I was in college, because I was paying for my college out of pocket so that I didn't have to take any loans out. And so I graduated debt-free from college, but I didn't have time to do internships and things like that. So, you know, maybe it would have been easier if I had done an internship somewhere, and then, you know, that kind of gets your foot in the door type of thing for a better job. But I don't know, it's just like frustrating. And it's like, I have like a lot of people that I know that are working jobs that they didn't even study in college. Like, my sister, for example, got her bachelor's in biology, and she's a technical editor. And it's like, one, I don't even know how she got that job, because even if I tried to apply for a technical editing job with a communications degree, I feel like it's impossible, because any job that you look up, the job description, it's like preferred experience or required. It'll say required experience, like 2 years minimum technical editing. So it's like, I don't even know. I feel like it was easier for people back in the day to get a job. Like, it was like, oh, you got your education, like, you know, you're dedicated and you're smart, and, you know, we want you to work for us. And nowadays it's like everyone has their education. So you go to work for a company and you're like, yeah, you know, I studied this for 4 years, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, but what have you done with it? It's just super annoying. And I feel like you always hear about everyone saying how hard it is to get a job. You know, everyone's like, oh, the job market sucks, blah, blah, blah. But it really does. So yeah, just needed to rant that for a second. Kind of wanted to see what everyone else thought about that. If, like, I'm almost like considering starting a trade school somewhere, because not that I don't want to start somewhere at the bottom and then like work my way up, but it's like, if I know that I can just get a certificate to do something and it's only going to take like 2 years, I've already spent 4 years studying something, and it's just going to add on to it. Like, it's not going to take my bachelor's away. So if I go to a trade school, let's say I wanted to do the x-ray technician still, and I do that and I get my certificate after 2 years, and I have a bachelor's in communications, like, that'll look even better. So it'll be even easier for me to get a job. somewhere, and then I'm going to be making more in that time than I would be if I started at an entry-level position now, and then 2 years from now, like, how much I would be making. Because it doesn't go up that much each year. Like, you might get a little bit of a raise, but, like, not, like, tens of thousands of dollars. But yet, I could go to a trade school, and 2 years from now today, I could be applying for jobs, and it would be way easier to get a job, and I'd be making a lot more. So, things to think about. Life, basically. But anyways, thanks for letting me rant. And if you guys have any suggestions or any stories you want to tell, go ahead and leave your comments below. And I will be very interested in reading them just to see how it is for everyone else out there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.